So a while ago, Headset Advisor left a comment on my Bose 700 review asking if I heard about these new cool headphones made in France called the Tilde Pro. To be honest, I had not heard of these, but I checked their website and I was really intrigued by what they had to offer. They offered a modular design and they promised really good ANC and excellent call quality. So I was really curious to try them out. Now, I was familiar with Headset Advisor through their YouTube videos and comparison reviews and was always a fan of their content. What I did not know is that they're primarily a family-based business in California who sell headphones. A few months later, I happened to be in California, so I reached out to the guys at Headset Advisor and asked if they're still willing to send me a unit to review. They kindly accepted, so thank you guys for that. And if after watching this review you decide that you like the Tilde Pro and would like to purchase one, I will put in the video description a link to the product page on Headset Advisor and you can purchase it through them. This is not an affiliate link. I do not make any money out of the sale, just showing some appreciation to the guys at Headset Advisor. So let's get started. So let's see what's inside this box. My first impressions for headphones at this price range of around $400 or over $400 with premium headphones. This sure does not look premium. I would have expected a bit more premium design or box or packaging than this generic brown box with white printing on it. Of course, I care more about what's inside, but nonetheless, when you're paying for a premium product, the packaging is part of that experience, and I would have expected something a bit more premium. On the back, you have Orosound made in France. On the side, you have the Tilde Pro C version, so we'll talk about the versions in a bit. This comes with the over-the-ear ear cups and the boom mic. And over here, you have the seal with made in France and the French flag. As you can see, I've already opened this. I was very excited when I got it, so I ripped right into it. And to be honest, I do not remember precisely how things were laid out inside. So if this is not how it was laid out, I do apologize. I just tried to fit them back in any way that made sense. So over here, you have the boom microphone. And then you have the headphones. Speaking of the versions, this comes in 4 different versions. So you have the S, S+, C, and C+. So the S comes with on-ear ear cups. The S+ is the same with the boom mic. And then the C comes with the over-the-ear ear cups. And then the C+ comes with the over-the-ear and the boom mic. Let's get the box out of the way. So again, speaking about premium, this is the case, and it also does not scream premium to me. It's a nice fabric, don't get me wrong. It's a soft case. I did expect something slightly better. Personally, I would have preferred a hard case. It protects it better from bumps while you're traveling. But then, yeah, this is what we got. Inside it, we have the headphones themselves. It is the same fabric on the case and on the headband. They also send you a USB-C cable, which I actually like the fact that it's a USB-C to USB-C cable. But then they also provide a USB-A adapter in case your laptop does not have a USB-C port. So I thought that was a nice touch. So this being the C+ version comes with the over-the-ear ear cups, but the guys at Headset Advisor did also send me the on-ear version in this little box. So thank you guys for doing that. This allowed me to test these out as well, and I actually really like these. So let's talk about the design. I actually like the way these look. They do look somewhat premium and a bit different than your normal headphones. The headband is wrapped with some sort of fabric with stitching over here. Same fabric is on the ear cups. This actually looks quite nice. The headband or the ear cups are adjustable and they also swivel. There's some foam over here wrapped in some leatherette, so this is actually also comfortable. These are comfortable as well, the ear cups. No complaints over there. And then over here on the left ear cup, you have the voice first button. And on the side, you have the volume down, volume up, and in the middle the play pause. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of these buttons. I found them a bit difficult to locate and press. They are in very close proximity to each other. The middle button is a bit small as well. I might get used to it with time, but the first couple of days playing around with this and testing it out, it wasn't very easy to find the buttons or press them. On the right ear cup, you have the on-off button, which is also the Bluetooth pairing, and a rocker over here. So if the camera would focus, there's a rocker which you can use to adjust the level of ANC, going all the way from full ANC to transparency. Maybe if this was the volume button instead, this is much easier to adjust the volume on the fly, rather than struggling to locate these small little buttons and then wonder if this is volume up or down when you're not looking. So not very happy with the buttons. I wish they were different, maybe more spaced out, larger buttons. Again, I might get used to it, I'm not sure, but my initial impressions, not a big fan. Now let's talk about the modular design. So I have on right now the over-the-ear ear cups. If you wish to have the on-ear ear cups, you simply twist, remove. Very easy. And then these are the on-ear ear cups. If you turn them around, you see there are two arrows, one in green. Camera doesn't want to focus. One in green, one in red. All you have to do is match the arrows. Well, it's the other way around. Align the arrow green on green, and then turn, align the arrow, and then turn. Et voila. You have the the on-ear ear cups. Now the microphone, or the boom mic, which is over here, attaches in a very nice way. This little thing over here, where you have the Orosound logo and the French flag, is actually magnetic. And if you do that, there we go. This comes off, and then you can simply attach the microphone magnetically. It's very easy to attach. It simply snaps into place, and you can rotate it whichever way you'd like. This is really nice, and I was surprised at how easy it is to simply snap it into place. Even when you're wearing the headphones without even looking, it just simply snaps into place. Also, what I absolutely love is that if you were speaking on the phone with the ear cup mics and then you simply attach this, there's a seamless switching to the boom mic. So the call does not end, nothing happens, it just seamlessly switches to the boom mic. And then if you remove this during the call, same thing happens, seamlessly switches to the ear cup mics. My only complaints over here is when you're not using the boom mic, this doesn't look very nice. This actually looks very nice. The problem is that this little thing over here is quite small and very easy to misplace or lose. So I wish if Orosound had found a way to keep this attached, maybe slides out like that instead of completely detaches. Or what I've done, a small mod to the earphones or headphones, is that. So for fear of losing or misplacing these when I use the boom mic, I simply added over here a small magnetic strip, which then allows me to attach this little thing when it's not in use. I know I'm being too picky, it's a small thing, but I wish Orosound would have thought of something like that just to keep this attached and safe so as to not lose it when not in use. In terms of audio quality, they sound decent. They don't sound bad at all, but they also don't blow your mind. They just sound fine. Nothing special about the sound. Now, I don't usually spend a lot of time on audio quality because 1, I'm not an audiophile, and 2, audio quality is subjective. But in my opinion, if you're purchasing a pair of headphones like these, you're not doing it for the best audio quality. You're either doing it to get ANC or to get really good call quality. Audio quality, in my opinion, is not your primary objective of these headphones. So that brings us to ANC, and there, these headphones did not disappoint. They actually surprised me and performed quite well. I happened to be on 2 long-haul flights and I had them with me and I tested them extensively on these flights. and I was pleasantly surprised. Now, I also did have my Bose 700 with me on that flight, so I did head-to-head comparisons with both of them, alternating between the two, and I can tell you that they did not do as great as the Bose, but they weren't too far behind. By the way, I'll also do a comparison video comparing them head-to-head to the Bose 700. This video is not up yet. When it is, I will put a link over here. And if you do want to get notified when the video's out, maybe you can subscribe to the channel. The transparency mode on these, however, was actually really good. It sounded very natural and I had no problem carrying out a conversation with them. My self-voice sounded very natural and it was very pleasant to use the transparency mode. They do have another special feature called Voice First, which you activate by pressing on the button on the left ear cup. What this is supposed to do is allow you to carry a conversation while still limiting the background noises. Now with transparency mode, obviously the microphones are letting in all the ambient sounds, which makes you hear conversation, but also any background noises. What the Voice First button is supposed to do is that allow you to hear the voices, but not the background or ambient sounds. In my testing, I found it worked to a certain degree. With transparency mode, you certainly do hear more of the background hums and hisses and noises. When you activate Voice First, this gets a bit more concentrated as a sound, if that makes any sense. Effectively, you do hear voices better, yes, but they do sound a bit less natural. So I would say if your ambient environment is not very loud, I would stick to transparency mode because it sounds more natural. However, if you do have some background noises in your environment, then activating the Voice First button does an okay job at cutting down some of the background noises, but it also elevates the conversation. So you will hear voices better, although a bit less natural. Now, in terms of features, these headphones have 40mm drivers and a battery life of 28 hours. They charge via USB-C and they also work via wired connection through a USB-C cable. They do offer multi-point connectivity, so you can connect to two devices at the same time. In my testing, that seemed to work great. They also have busy lights, so these are lights around the headphones and on the microphone that light red when you are on a call to let people know that you're actually busy on a call. They obviously connect via Bluetooth, so there's no dongle. However, I did see that Orosound, which is the parent company, recently released a dongle. I don't have much information about that. I will reach out to the guys at Orosound to try to get more info, and maybe I'll update the video in the description if I get new information, or maybe make a new video about the dongle. But in my testing, even with the built-in Bluetooth on my laptop, that was both a Windows laptop and a MacBook Pro, they worked really well. I was also pleasantly surprised that when you mute the headphones via the mute button on Microsoft Teams also activates. So that was a nice surprise. However, this only worked on my Windows PC. On Mac, it did not work. I tried it on Zoom and that did not work on neither Windows nor Mac. In terms of comfort, they were fairly comfortable, not the most comfortable headphones in the world, but they weren't terrible either. I wear glasses, as you can see, and with usage of up to an hour and a half, it was fine. I did notice some fatigue at the 1.5 hour mark with the over-the-ear ear cups. With the on-ear ones, I did not notice any fatigue. One thing I was not too happy about is that I found they don't extend far enough, so I don't have an irregularly large head, but I found that with the over-the-ear ear cups, which are supposed to cover your entire ear, I found myself having to drag them a bit down or extend them a bit further to cover my entire ear. It wasn't too terrible, but I would have liked if they extended a little bit more. With the on-ear ear cups, obviously there was no issue. So this is what the Tilde Pro sound like in a quiet environment with the ear cup mics. I do not have the boom mic attached at this point. It's my hand. Let's attach it as I continue speaking. So this is what they sound like with the boom mic. Now you might not notice a big difference in a quiet environment with the boom mic or the ear cup mics, but where the boom mic comes in handy is if there's any background noises. So let's, for the first test, turn on a loud hairdryer in the background.
So this is what the Tilde Pro sound like with a loud hairdryer in the background with the backup mic. Let us now attach the boom mic, and this is what they sound like with the boom mic attached and a loud hairdryer in the background. For the next test, let's put this off and introduce some ambient sounds to see how well they cancel those out. So this is what the Tilde Pro sound like with some simulated noise in the background. I will now remove the boom mic. So this is what they sound like with the EarCut mics on. And now let's put the boom mic again, and this is what they sound like with the boom mic on. I will now switch to the camera microphone so you can hear what the level of the ambient sound is like. And for the final test, let's head inside the plane for a segment that I recorded with the loud sound of the plane engine in the background. So right now I'm in an airplane with a loud jet engine sound in the background. I'm on the Tilde Pro with the boom mic attached, and this is what it sounds like. I'm going to now remove the boom mic for a second. And this is without the boom mic, what the Tilde Pro sounds with an engine noise in the background. I'm going to put back the boom mic. And now again with the Tilde Pro and the boom mic attached in an airplane with a loud, very loud engine sound in the background. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked.
By the way, I did also record a segment on the airplane with the Bose 700, and I can tell you the results of the call quality tests were quite interesting. I'm not going to tell you more, and I'm also not going to ask you to subscribe. I'm just saying, if you're curious to see how these performed against the Bose 700 in an airplane, maybe it's a good idea to subscribe. So, final thoughts. These are great headphones for sure, but that comes at a price. They're not exactly cheap. At around $400, depending on which version you opt for, whether without the boom mic or with the on-ear or over-ear earcups, they're not cheap. But that is the price range of premium ANC headphones. The Sony XM5 launched at $400, the Bose 700 launched at $400, and neither of them have boom mics. Matter of fact, if you get the Tilde Pro C version, so that's without the boom mic and with the over-the-ear earcups, so in a sense the equivalent of the Bose 700 or the Sony XM5, that's going to be at $350, so cheaper than the launch price or the list price of both the Bose and the Sonys. But assuming you're willing to shell out the money for these headphones, should you get them or not? Well, I'll tell you that they offer quite decent ANC, not the very best, but up there amongst the better ones. They have a really cool modular design, which is quite something. If you get the over-the-ear version and then you decide one day you'd like an on-ear version, you don't have to buy a new pair of headphones, just buy the ear cups and you're good to go. Their transparency mode is quite good as well, and in terms of call quality, well, they're one of the better, if not the best, headphones that I've tested in that area, with very clear, natural sounding voice and also a really good job at cutting down background noises. So, I hope my video has helped you make a purchase decision. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments section. I'll try my best to answer them. And as always, if you liked the video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel, as this encourages me to continue producing content. Until next time, cheers!